how your mom shaped you, and how to break free. The secret behind what's holding you back. Have you ever felt like you're chasing your biggest dreams, but some invisible force keeps pulling you back, like a chain you didn't even know was there? Maybe you've moved to a new city, switched jobs, picked up new habits, or even invested in personal growth, but something inside you still feels stuck, like a missing piece in the puzzle of your life. Why do certain emotional patterns, like insecurities, fears, or that nagging sense of emptiness, keep coming back no matter how hard you try to move forward? What if the answer to that resistance isn't out there in the world, but in something much deeper? The very first emotional connection you ever formed, the one with your mom. That relationship isn't just a distant childhood memory. It's the foundation that shapes how you view love, safety, trust, and even your own identity. We're not here to point fingers or dig up old wounds, but to bring clarity, to help you understand how that early bond still echoes in your choices, your relationships, and the way you treat yourself. This video is an invitation to dive deep, with courage and curiosity, into a journey of self-discovery that could transform how you live and help you live better, in line with the values of our channel. If you vibe with content that explores personal growth, spirituality, motivation, and mental health, subscribe to the Healthy Evolution channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. Ready to join us on this journey of discovery? Then get your heart ready and let's dive in. The powerful influence of your mother on your life. From the moment we come into the world, our mom becomes more than just a person. She's our first guide, our emotional compass, the foundation that shapes how we understand love, safety, connection, and even our own identity. That maternal role carries a profound energy, a psychological force that goes beyond the person herself and becomes a kind of universal archetype, a lens that colors every experience we have, from childhood all the way into adulthood. Think about it. Whether your mom was warm, demanding, distant, overprotective, or even absent, the emotional imprint she left is like the opening chapter of a book you're still writing. That influence doesn't stay locked in your childhood years. It shows up in how you connect with friends, partners, co-workers, and most importantly, yourself. Maybe you notice you're always seeking approval, or you avoid conflict to keep the peace, or you feel an emptiness you can't quite explain. Often those behaviors trace back to that first bond, even if you're not consciously aware of it. For example, if your mom was someone who valued achievements, you might carry a need to constantly prove your worth. If she was critical, you might wrestle with an inner voice that's never satisfied. If she was distant, you might find yourself chasing love in places that don't truly nourish you. The wild thing is, these patterns work so subtly that we rarely stop to question them. Let's dive into how that early emotional blueprint continues to shape your choices, your emotions, and even your dreams in ways that might fly under the radar, but have a massive impact once you start to see them clearly. The invisible marks of your childhood. You might not remember every detail of your early years with your mom, but your body and mind hold on to those memories like an emotional map etched deep within you. These patterns, formed before you could even put words to your feelings, are like silent scripts guiding your decisions in adulthood. Ever notice how sometimes you act in ways that feel disconnected from who you really are? Maybe you catch yourself seeking validation in relationships, dodging situations that remind you of past conflicts, or pushing yourself harder than is fair, like nothing's ever enough. Those behaviors don't just come out of nowhere. They're echoes of unresolved dynamics with your mom, still alive inside you. Maybe as a kid, you learned you had to be obedient to be loved, or that showing emotions was risky, or that staying quiet was safer than being honest. Those subtle lessons become emotional contracts you didn't even realize you signed, yet they steer your actions like they're absolute truths. Think about it. In a lot of childhoods, love comes with strings attached. Maybe you felt you had to achieve big things, hide your weaknesses, or meet expectations to earn affection. Maybe care came with pressure, or approval depended on accomplishments. Those beliefs don't just vanish over time. They turn into an endless chase for validation, success, or acceptance. And no matter how much you achieve, it can feel like it's never enough. That emptiness doesn't go away with more effort or external wins. It only starts to fade when you understand where it came from, how it was planted, and how it's still shaping your choices. The next step is bringing those marks into the light so you can start rewriting the story. Subscribe to the channel, share, and drop a like to stay in the loop with our content on healthy evolution. How to break free from the cycles of the past. If this video is helping you see your life with more clarity, share it with someone who might benefit from this reflection. And if you're into content that inspires growth, spirituality, and self-care, hit that thank you button below. Your support helps us keep creating videos that make a difference. Ready to keep going together? So how do you start breaking free from these patterns that hold you back? The journey to becoming your true self. Free from the roles you learn to play for love, approval, or protection starts with a powerful step. Seeing your mom for who she is. She's not a symbol of perfection or the root of all problems. She's a person with her own stories, wounds, dreams, and limitations, shaped by her own experiences, just like you. That shift in perspective is freeing because it lets you step out of the role of victim or hero and start writing your own story. Ask yourself, who am I when I'm not trying to please, meet expectations, or protect myself? When I stop carrying the weight of other people's expectations, that's the start of individuation, the process of reconnecting with your core, peeling away the layers the world piled on you. It's not about erasing the past or cutting ties, but about realizing you don't have to live by the same emotional rules you followed as a kid. Often, without even noticing, we project the role of mom onto other people. Maybe you see a partner as someone who's supposed to make you feel safe, or a boss as someone whose approval you need to chase at all costs. Maybe you expect friends or coworkers to fill a void that's been there for years. Those are echoes of the past, not absolute truths. Transformation begins when you take charge of your own healing, learning to give yourself the care, compassion, and security you once sought from others. It's an act of courage and self-love, taking responsibility for writing your own story with more awareness and freedom. Simple steps to find yourself. Knowing all this is just the starting point. Real change comes from action. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's built through small, intentional choices you make every day, in moments that seem ordinary, but have the power to change everything. Start by noticing those times when you feel emotionally triggered. Maybe it's a criticism that hits you harder than it should, a situation that makes you feel small, or a wave of anxiety that seems to come out of nowhere. When that happens, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, is this really about what's happening now? Or is it something older being stirred up? Am I reacting to the present, or to something I've been carrying since childhood? Carve out time to be with yourself in honest silence. Write down what you're feeling. Say it out loud. Let those emotions have space to be seen and understood. When that critical voice in your head pops up, the one telling you you're not enough, you need to try harder or you'll never make it, question it. Is this voice mine, or is it something I picked up from someone or some moment in the past? The more you bring these patterns into the light, the more power you have to choose differently, to respond with intention instead of reacting on autopilot. Individuation isn't about becoming someone new. It's about rediscovering who you've always been beneath the layers of adaptation life put on you. Every small step, every moment of awareness, every choice to act differently, is a brick in building a life that's more authentic, more aligned with who you truly are. It's a process that blends self-awareness, self-care, and courage, values that are at the heart of our channel. Writing the next chapter of your life. Over time, you'll start to notice something shifting inside you, like a light growing brighter. That constant need for external validation, proving your worth, pleasing everyone, living up to expectations that aren't yours, starts to fade. The urge to seek approval or security from others loses its grip, and you begin to feel more grounded, more rooted, more in charge of yourself. Life's challenges will still show up. They always do, but they won't shake your sense of worth anymore, because you're learning to find it within yourself. Your mom wrote the first chapter of your story, with all its lessons, joys, and pains, but the rest of the book is yours to write. When you start seeing your mom as a person, with her own struggles, dreams, imperfections, and strengths, something powerful happens. Guilt turns into compassion, confusion gives way to clarity, and the weight you've been carrying starts to lift. Her lessons stay with you, but their heaviness no longer holds you back. By bringing awareness to this relationship, you're not just healing yourself. You're breaking cycles of pain that might have spanned generations, passed down from your mom, your grandmother, and beyond. You're changing what you carry into the future and what you leave behind. Healing isn't about rejecting the past. It's about embracing it with courage, feeling it deeply, and choosing with intention. So take a moment and reflect. What part of your story are you ready to rewrite? What patterns are you finally ready to let go of? And most importantly, who are you ready to become? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this journey going together, building a life that's fuller, more conscious, and true to who you really are. Subscribe to the channel, share, and give us a like to stay connected with our content on healthy evolution.